What's up? Man,
I feel so much better this week than I did last week.
Oh, I'm glad you do. I'm glad you can finally start feeling better.
I was hurting last week. Like when I went back through the podcast, I can tell the bits where I want to die. You know, like I'm like, oh, right here is when there was a gas bubble in my belly, and I was either going to shit my pants or die. And instead, I drank beer.
Yeah, and made it way worse, I'm sure.
Way worse. Felt really bad after last week's episode.
Well, we all appreciate you pulling through on that one to get a
a
new episode out.
I did it all for the nookie. Come on, the nookie. So you can take that cookie.
I've never heard that before. What is that? Is that from something?
That's a song, son. That's Limp Bizkit.
Oh.
That's L-I-M-P.
Oh, yeah, I've never heard that.
What? God, you're so fucking young, dude.
I know.
That's some bullshit. I got to get you turned on to some Limp Bizkit. I got some vinyl Limp Bizkit that we can spin.
Oh yeah, we'll have to spin it up.
We'll have to spin some biz. Because that was the anger music of my generation, of my youth.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. You've not heard break stuff? Have you heard?
No,
break
I've
stuff?
heard that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just haven't heard Nookie, which was like their big song.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird?
That's very weird. Yeah, they've definitely made me want to go out and buy like a bubble coat because Fred Durst wore like a big ass
bubble coat.
That's awesome. I was like 13. I'm like, man, I got to get me one of those.
Yeah, the bubble coats around that time were probably in.
Yeah, they were hot. You couldn't find any around here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like my mom wanted to take me to like a secondhand store to try to find one. Like, no, it's all right. So I went without, per usual.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. Thanks, Josh, for mentioning that. I'm depressed. So first and foremost, being sports fans, and I know that we posted something on Facebook about this. Since we last spoke, there was a horrible incident in the NFL.
Yes.
During the Cincinnati-Buffalo game. Anyone who follows the podcast knows we're big Cincinnati fans, so of course we were watching. And Damar Hamlin had a medical event happen on the field. So just wanted to put it out there that he's doing very well apparently.
Yeah,
from
what I've seen on the news, he's talking, and they took the breathing tube out finally, and so
yeah, he did like a FaceTime with the Bills and was talking to them.
Yeah. I did hear the first thing he said, apparently, or wrote down because they couldn't speak at the time, was that if they won.
Yeah, so anyway, our thoughts and prayers with the Hamlin family. Again, just wanted to touch on that because that's all that's anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking Christ.
I know.
Everywhere you go, it's talking about this. It's unbelievable. So definitely wanted to acknowledge that before we kind of started. I would actually be very interested in knowing how many people were watching.
Yeah, I know.
I guarantee you that the numbers for that game were huge because it was a huge game.
There was a lot at stake.
But,
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, so Beards and Beers, we just want to send out our thoughts and prayers to the Hamlin family. Very glad that he's doing well. And now our boys are playing Baltimore tomorrow. So
hopefully we can get that dub.
Who day. And you know what? 2023, man, what a fucking rocky start to the year.
Yeah, I know. I feel like this is it's kind of like foreshadowing what's going to happen. Like when COVID hit, Kobe Bryant died in January of that year.
Oh, shit, I did not
think of that. When COVID got really bad. So maybe this is like a I don't know, like a sign that this year might be pretty shitty.
Well, yeah, because, you had this with Hamlin happen. Ken Block.
Man, I couldn't believe that.
Unbelievable.
He literally posted on his Facebook. I don't know if he's posting on his Facebook or if it's like a media person, but he was posting like the day of that happened.
Yeah, insane.
I know.
Insane
So sad.
Of all the things that he's done.
I know.
He was, I forget, I probably should have wrote it down. I forget how old he was, like 54
he was,
or something
yeah,
like
in
that,
his
55.
50s.
And was the co-founder of DC Shoes. That's kind of was my first introduction.
I didn't realize that.
Was, he sold the company in the early 2000s.
Okay.
That's where he made like
all
the
of his-
bulk of his money.
I gotcha.
But yeah, he was the co-founder of DC Shoes, and of course, when I was, 18, 19, 20, 21, like that time period, everybody, man, was rocking DC.
I remember when
you know?
DC shoes were hot in elementary school. Everybody had some. I had a pair that they had like green and purple like design.
Yeah.
They were super sick.
Yeah, well, it may have been even a pair of the Ken Blocks, because even after he sold it, like he still had kind of like
Like a
a
Tide.
hand in
Right.
things, and they made Ken Block edition DCs every year.
Ah.
And they were sick, dude. They always had like a skull and crossbones and different colors and shit.
That makes sense. That might have been what I had. I
Yeah.
didn't really know at the
that would have been
time.
what I would have gravitated
Right.
towards if I'd been,
Exactly.
in elementary school. But so then you have Ken Block, and then Jeremy Renner
I
fucked
know.
his shit up.
At least he survived, though.
Well, did you read anything about this?
No, I didn't. I just saw the article headline that it was with a
Dude,
snowplow.
Like he fucked himself up. Like he crushed his chest plate.
Yeah, he got ran over by it, right?
Yeah, and he had like orthopedic injuries. So like I don't know if he has feet now. Like I don't know.
Damn.
I mean, he's been posting on social media, so he definitely is at least in good spirits,
Right.
even if he's not doing well physically. But and I feel like not a lot of attention was on him because
Yeah.
his accident happened, I believe, Sunday,
Right.
and then Demar's, of course, was Monday night.
Ken Blocks was also on. Wasn't that on Monday? Because I
I
feel like
believe it was Sunday or Monday as well.
because
yeah.
nobody said anything about that in any major news. I saw it on Facebook of all places, and I was like, "Man, that can't be real."
Well, yeah,
I had to go
think
look it
I saw
up.
it from our friend Alex. I think
Yeah.
Alex is who posted it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
I know, that's crazy. Have you ever watched his Gymkhana like movies that he made for like YouTube?
No, I have not.
I don't know if he made it for YouTube, but they are all on YouTube. I'm pretty sure they're sick. It's because he's a rally car driver by
right.
trade, and basically it's just him doing insane stunts with a car. It's pretty sick.
Well, it's really sad because, and I know we left Jeremy Renner to come back to Ken Block, but I don't know as much about the Jeremy Renner accident, even though he lived and is doing well.
Right.
As as the Ken Block, because I really looked into the Ken Block because I was so surprised
I know,
by it.
same.
And it like his daughter had recently, like within the last year, had purchased a car that they were fixing up.
They had,
together,
I think, just finished it.
and they had just fucking finished it.
Mm-hmm.
Like how sad.
I know.
Like,
I can't
how
believe
sad.
it.
My thoughts and prayers out to the Blocks, the Renners, the
Yeah.
Hamlins. Just
Any-
what a shitty fucking
I
way
know.
to start the year.
I really hope that it gets better.
It can only go up, right?
Yeah,
mean,
I would
Jesus, let's hope that it's nothing but positivity from here on out. So I mean, I know that those things have been dominating the headlines the last week or so since we last spoke on the pod. But
Yeah.
with that being said, we had a short work week because of the New Year holiday. And then we're heading now into the weekend. It's Saturday at the time of this recording. Have you seen or heard anything good?
Well, I haven't watched anything like brand new. I am super excited though because they put the Menu on HBO Max.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, I'm so pumped to watch
Oh,
it.
Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
was wanting to buy that, so I'll save my money. And watch
Yeah,
it then.
we were gonna watch it last night, but we were super tired, so we just kind of went to bed, and I just threw on John Wick.
John Wick is so good.
Yeah, I watched the first two yesterday. So I would say I just watched John Wick, and those are obviously all very good. I feel like now that everybody pretty much knows what those are.
Yeah, it's huge. And a fourth one coming out
I
this
know.
year.
I think, yeah, is
And
it this
I think
year?
they're doing a spin-off series as well.
Really?
With like a female assassin that takes place
In, like, the
John
same-
Wick world.
That's super cool. They could do a huge world with that because it's a
really
really
could.
cool. Like rewatching them again, I paid more attention to like some of the background things and like their world is very cool that they created with
it
it.
truly is.
Because
And
it's like all over the world, everybody's in on it. There's no like real government, but like their like council that they have or whatever is held by 12 people, and they're all from different like countries and stuff. Like they mentioned that in the second one, I think. But yeah, it's a very cool universe. I'm excited. Like they could do a whole lot with
they
it.
really could. They really could do a whole lot with it. And yeah, I mean, we're talking TV shows, movies.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a big
Yeah.
fucking to do. And, I just recently read that 50 Cent, the rapper and former owner of Vitamin Water.
He's going to be in that.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my gosh. We have a wild wildebeest here protecting the land.
Protecting us.
So 50 Cent is creating an 8 Mile TV show.
Oh, really?
Read that last night.
Well, maybe that's not what I saw, because I was looking at IMDb like at the beginning of the year. I like to normally look and just see what's coming out what's planned to, and he was going to be in a movie. I want to say it was in the 4th John Wick movie.
That would be really amazingly ironic if we were able to segue both of these things, because I wanted to talk about how you kind of opened the door for me by saying what a great universe the John Wick films take place in, and I was going to tell you. In my normal smart-ass fashion, that 50 Cent is making an 8 Mile show, and I feel like that universe isn't much of a universe at all.
Right.
I don't know how that's going to do, but...
Hold
on.
on.
Are you looking it up here?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I was trying to look him up to see if it would say, but it only has what he's been in that's been released.
We only deal with facts here on Beards and Beers.
I think I added it to my watch list because I was very surprised.
Well, now you got me wanting to look into it. So now it's a race as to who can find the shit.
Oh, man, where is it? Where is my watch list? Where does it go?
Well, see, if you go to filmography and you go to upcoming projects, no, he's going to be in the Expendables.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I've got it on my watch list, too.
Okay, yeah. So it's still a 4th movie in the series, but it's just a different franchise. Yeah.
I cannot believe they're doing another Expendables. I'm all about the Expendables. I love the Expendables.
I love them. I was really let down with the 3rd one because they made it PG-13, which was so dumb.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I don't know why that happened. The first 2 were amazing. I'm not gonna lie, the 3rd one I really loved too. I just wish it had that rated R factor.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Terminator did the same thing.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
Franchise, they went to PG-13, tried that out, and it didn't work very well either. So very cool. Anything else? So you watched John Wick? You planned out your year on IMDb?
Yeah, and I watched all the Indiana Jones movies because they were on Prime Video.
Badass movies, man.
Dude, I love them.
Did you do Crystal Skull?
Yeah, I did.
People shit on that movie.
I love
like
it. After rewatching it, I think it's very good.
It's a solid fucking movie.
I think it was a good addition to the series. Granted, it came obviously way later than the rest, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I thought it was super good. They have hints, obviously, back to the first one because the lady reprises her role from it. They end up getting married at the end. Yeah, Marion. And then at the end of that one, they have his hat blowing through the church, and you see Shia LaBeouf going to pick it up, and then Harrison Ford snags it back. And I think that they should have maybe had Shia LaBeouf continue this on.
I think so too. I know Shia's a piece of shit, a degenerative piece of shit in real life. From everything that I've read, but he's entertaining. He was good as Mutt in that movie, and I thought that he would have been a believable because he could have brought that comedic tone to it.
He still all know that he knew more of the stories about all of the stuff because his he grew up with the Oxley guy.
Yeah,
he was also very smart and an archaeologist or whatever. But it seemed like the Mutt guy kind of knew more of the stories behind everything, not necessarily the real historical stuff, but it would have been cool. I would have loved to see something like that.
Yeah, I think it made sense. I mean, am I stoked that Harrison came back for another one?
Yes, obviously.
Do I have high hopes for it? No. I mean, Harrison was 78 when they started filming the movie.
Yeah.
They had to shut it down because he broke his fucking leg or hip or something.
And then probably COVID and everything.
Yeah, COVID, so I mean, it took him a long time to make it, but Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they didn't continue it with Shia, is because I think they know that with that kind of iconic character, there's really no replacing it. They could have done a spinoff, though, and had the same kind of feel and look to it and let it be Mutt's story.
Yeah, they wouldn't have had to call it necessarily Indiana Jones, but it would have just been another spinoff type show or even movie franchise or whatever. Didn't they for a little bit say that what's his name?
Yes, I know where you're going with this. Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, he was supposed to be Indiana Jones, right?
And I'm so glad they did because I enjoyed Chris Pratt. I enjoyed the sci-fi movie that he made for Amazon. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Tomorrow War?
Tomorrow Wars, yeah. I enjoy him. Mm-hmm. But at the time, he was real hot and heavy into it. there was just too much of him.
Yeah.
He's in everything. Like if
He is
if
in
it's
everything.
a movie that requires somebody who is halfway built, who is comedic
Right.
and handsome, Chris Pratt plays that character.
Well, there's a show on. He does a lot with Prime because I've released at least a couple things, but there's a show on Prime called The Terminal List, and it's based off of books that a former. I don't want to get this wrong because I don't know exactly what he was in the military, but he served and he was in Afghanistan for 3 tours or whatever. But he came back and he started writing books. I forget his name. I didn't know we were going to get into this, or else I would have looked him up.
That's the beauty of the
Yeah.
pod, man. We just go with it.
But apparently the show is fantastic, and I haven't watched it yet, but I've been meaning to get into it.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about it, and he could definitely pull that off because I don't know if you saw Zero Dark 30.
Yeah, I did.
And that Chris Pratt was in that.
I
The
forgot
guy
he is
who
in that.
killed, Osama bin Laden
Yeah.
in that movie. So I mean, he can do straight drama, straight action.
Right,
But people now know him more for Guardians of the Galaxy, Jurassic World.
right. Which
So
they also put the new Jurassic World on Prime.
did they?
Yeah.
I have that one. Already.
Yeah, I figured. I haven't watched it yet. And I heard it was kind of
Here's the
let
thing:
down.
they could have done so much more with it
Right.
because you had the original cast.
Right, exactly. They all came
And
back
they
for it.
fucked it up.
Yeah.
They fucked it up pretty bad. They took a really cool story, good ideas, good
And just
people,
didn't-
and just shit all over it.
That sucks.
But as a diehard dinosaur fan, I had to, of course, own it for the collection. But
Obviously.
obviously. Well, another thing, that. What's this?
Oh my god, it really shot out. Did
Oh,
you see
man,
that?
That was projectile
It got
orgasm.
it got all over me.
From your bush. Your bush is coming. So, man, now your jizzing bush has thrown me off for a loop. So, another show that I've thought about revisiting because lately we've been watching a lot of stuff that's been out for a little while.
Right.
Was Walking Dead.
Ooh.
I watched the first couple seasons of it and enjoyed it when it was new, when
Right.
it was, airing, and then now it's been in the news because it finished. The show's done
Right.
now, and I'm like, do I want to revisit it? I had picked it back up a couple years ago and ended up watching through season 8, but
Okay.
every season was so recycled.
Yeah.
Every season began the same, had a middle section that was the same,
I-
and ended the same.
I fell off probably after season. I watched the season when the governor first showed up,
Okay.
so I don't know what season that is.
So did you see was that before or after the Asian guy gets
I watched to that part,
Okay.
and then I ended up having to go to college after the year later, so
gotcha.
I stopped watching it. And I've been meaning to get back into it because I didn't realize it was still on until they announced that the show was ending.
I think there were very few OG cast members on it.
Yeah,
I think Daryl was still in it.
yeah. I think Daryl. He's been in it the whole time.
Right.
and I think he might be the only one.
Yeah. As far as I know, I don't know.
There
Don't-
could
if
be-
you're a Walking Dead fan, don't fucking kill us.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. Because Walking Dead fans, man,
They're-
they're obsessed.
I know. Well, and I was obsessed when I was watching it hardcore. I really would like to get back into it. I really would. I just haven't. And there's so many seasons now that
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I hate fucking around with these shows that were on for a couple of seasons and then you watch them in a weekend and then you're done. You're
Yeah. I guess
there
that
was-
makes sense.
there was a great show on Netflix called American Vandal,
Mm.
and if you haven't watched it, you need to. It was kind of like a mock, true crime docuseries.
Yeah.
Involving high school age kids doing pranks.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not selling it well at all to you right
Right.
now because again I didn't know we were going to be talking about this.
Right.
But it made me think of it for whatever reason, and I know that you would enjoy that. You need to look into it. There were 2 seasons of it,
Okay.
and it's called American Vandal. Each season was a different case, and the first one is people were drawing dicks on cars in the high school parking lot. So it was literally 9 episodes of this true crime. Who drew the dicks on these cars?
That's awesome.
So it didn't take itself too
seriously, right.
It was like a Naked Gun,
Right,
airplane
right.
situation. And I think you would appreciate the humor.
Yeah,
but-
I'll have to check that out.
yeah,
That sounds
definitely
good.
check it out. I think everybody should. It was a really funny, original unique show, and they canceled it after the second season.
And I hate that. Netflix did that with a lot of shows.
They do that. Well, they canceled 1899. Did you see that?
Oh, no.
There's not going to be a second season of that.
Huh.
And I know you had just recently watched that. We talked about it on the pod. Was that the name of it? 1899.
I hadn't watched it.
What's the name?
Oh, the Netflix, the German one.
Yeah. What was the name of that?
Was it 18? It might have been 1889. I was thinking of the show on
oh no, the one we talked about last week.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, not that one.
Fuck. What was that one called?
I thought it was 1899.
Is it 1884?
Is it 1669? What the fuck is it?
I don't know. I forget.
We don't know shit.
It was so good,
you watched
though.
the fucking show. You don't remember the name of it?
It was 1899. You fucking dunce.
I said 1899.
You said 89.
No, I said 1899. And you looked at me like I was growing a dick.
Man, they canceled that?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm so glad to deliver this horrible news to you right now because you're being a little bitch about it.
That's so dumb. It was such a good show.
It obviously wasn't. That's all I can
say. It was a great show. It was probably one of the best shows I've watched in probably 10 years.
Well, I hope you watch it again because you're never getting a new season of it.
Oh, that's so disappointing. It was so cool. The way they had it, like everybody spoke in their original language. So like if they were German, they spoke in German. If they were English, they spoke in English. If they were in like Japanese, they spoke in Japanese. It was super cool.
Well, that's cool, but that's not enough to keep it on the air.
Yeah, I know, but there was other shit that made it cool. Like, it was just a cool take. Like, normally when you get movies like that, and it's like back in that time, they make everybody fucking British.
1899,
yeah,
I said. And
yeah.
You looked at me like I was fucking retarded.
Whatever. That's dumb. Netflix. What? I didn't know you were doing that. Sorry.
I snuck up. That's because you're over there with your hands free because you have a hands-free mic now. Well, anyway, we digress. We get so off topic, especially when we're drinking. But so I was thinking about going back and watching Walking Dead.
Well, I'd be with you if you start that. Let me know. I'll watch it with you.
Oh well, I started something else instead.
Oh, okay.
I watched the Sci-Fi Channel version of The Walking Dead called Z Nation.
Oh, dude, that show's amazing.
Dude, like so I finished the first season of it last night.
Did you like it?
I don't know.
It's
man. Like,
cheesy.
I'm still watching it.
It's cheesy as fuck, but it's so good. I promise. It's
Dude,
good.
It's the worst acting I've ever seen on a TV show.
It's really
killed
funny.
Off the best fucking people like 6 episodes into the first season.
Who, the main guy?
The main guy.
The military?
Tom Everett Scott,
Oh.
who was in a movie called That Thing You Do. He's been in American Werewolf in Paris. He was the guy from the Missouri. It was him and the black woman. And they ended up hooking up and fucking kill him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Getting bit and then biting it, and then last night, like Amber was working late last night, and I was watching it, and something happened in the show that really made me have to reevaluate what I was doing with my life. Because like the show had, believe it or not, was recommended to me from Amber's brother's girlfriend. She watched it. She's like, oh, if you like gory stuff, you need to check out Z Nation.
Dude, it's such a good show.
And I'm like, I started it, I think, when we were off work Monday for the holiday, and I watched 6-7 episodes of it, and I'm like, well, I'll stick with it, even though again the acting was atrocious.
The acting is pretty bad.
The storyline was not the greatest. I'm like, I like it. I like worlds, just like you like worlds where there's it's different from this one.
Right.
Well, last night I'm watching the season finale to season 1, and I highly recommend. There's got to be YouTube videos of just this fucking part.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
So they finally get this guy he was bitten 8 times,
but he had some antidote thing.
He had antibodies in him that they were trying to see if that
to
would
make a
combat
cure
the zombie disease. So they're trying to get him from New York to California, so that there can be this cure for the zombie
I know
outbreak.
exactly what you're talking about.
So they finally get this guy at the end of season 1 to where he's supposed to be. A lot of shit happens.
Yeah.
We don't have time to fucking go over it. Because I will say that it is a very action-packed show. Shit moves very quickly. It's not.
I just feel it's entertaining. I know the acting shitting.
It's entertaining. I'll give you that. I'm pissed because it's TVMA for gore, which I love, but they don't say fuck, which pisses me off.
Yeah.
There's no titties in it, which pisses me the fuck off. Anywho, again, I digress. But anyway, so they get this guy Murphy who is carrying the blood that could be the cure to the zombie disease. They get him to this lab, and they find this fucking gnarly, like, half zombie laying on a medical table. And it's really good, like, practical effects. Like,
right.
It's a person, half their body, it's been rotted. You see the rib cage. Looks great. And one of the characters goes, I'm going to put this fucking guy out of his misery. So he takes his knife, and he goes to stab this guy in the brain, because, again, it's a zombie. You can only fucking kill him with the brain shot.
Right.
Tell me why they CGI'd a hole in the zombie's head when he stabs him and it moves.
Yeah, I know.
It's one of the worst special effects I have seen in any film. There were special effects in 1988 that looked better. Indiana Jones... The first Indiana Jones movie had better special effects.
The budget, obviously, for the show is not high. Let's be real. It's a zombie show. What zombie show on Sci-Fi especially has a high budget? Not very many.
Just don't do it. Just don't show it. Go off camera.
Yeah, go off camera, maybe.
Because it literally took a great scene.
And ruined it.
I'm like, I paused it. I'm like, Amber, did you see that? I'm like, that didn't even... What? So anyway...
See, this is the thing, though. Like, you have, for this show, okay, go ahead and finish what you're saying. I'll say it after.
I just want people to go to YouTube, if they're not going to watch the show.
And just look that part up?
Look up the season 1 finale.
It's all on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
On Netflix, yeah. And just look at this part and tell me how, as a maker of moving pictures, whether that be in the form of television or movie, how do you put something out that fucking bad? Like, how do you in post-production, like, did your wife just leave you and your kids hate you and you're just like, fuck my life, I'm gonna put this fucking horrible special effect on this and ruin this otherwise amazing practical effect?
I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of those things, like, if you're into that show, you don't care. Like, you're into the lower budget films and shows and stuff. I don't know. You just have to be in that mindset that they didn't spend a lot of money on visual effects. They're not going to spend a lot of money on the actors. But also, I wanted to say that the Doc character in it, best character by far.
He is, and he gets shot towards the end of the first season. And I thought they were going to kill him.
Yeah, and you would have never watched it.
I had to watch the second season, the first episode, because you're right. He is the best fucking character.
Yeah.
His acting isn't the best.
No.
But he has the funniest, best
exactly. He's the funniest character.
He's the comic relief of the show. And you're right. I do enjoy his character quite a bit.
I'll tell you, if you're not really into it now, you're not going to end up enjoying it because it gets worse.
Well...
I mean, I don't know. The story, it's just a wild show. Like, me and my dad actually watched it, and my dad loved it, which I was very surprised about. But we watched it, and it was honestly purely for enjoyment. Like, we just cracked up the entire time. I thought it was hilarious.
I enjoy it. I do. I'm conflicted because there's a part of me who's like this cinebuff who I look at things
and you're like,
I'm very technical about it. I'm like, that fucking can moved from just a second ago. Why would they do that? How did you make that mistake? I'm very conflicted because a part of me is like that because I have a deep appreciation for any really creative outlet, whether it be music, movies, writing, artistry of any kind.
Right.
But the fucking special effect in that, and then I'll tell you what, I was still in disbelief that happened, that there was this shitty effect. And then there's like a nuclear holocaust that happens.
Yeah, I think the sub was like a nuclear sub.
And then they're able to escape it by going into a tunnel. So there's nuclear fallout around them, like you see ash. And they're surviving just fine because they went into like this 1/4-mile long tunnel.
I don't know.
And I'm like, that's just so unfucking believable.
It is, but it's such a good show. I don't care.
I'm conflicted. It's a poor man's Walking Dead.
It's poorly made. The acting's not great. It's literally made pure for entertainment. I don't think there's any more seasons after what they have on Netflix, which is
no, there isn't.
And I think
it ended like,
and I think they kind of canceled it in the middle of
that's gonna suck.
Yeah, I know.
When I get there, like
I would have to go back and rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure it just kind of ends in like an odd way. I think they ended it enough to where like it could be an ending just in case, because they probably knew it was coming at least. And then there's also a part of me where like, man, they probably could have did another season or two or whatever.
Yeah, because it ended like a few years ago. Like
Yeah.
it hasn't been a thing in a while.
Yeah.
I think it ran from like 2012 to 2018.
I'm kind of glad you said that. I haven't watched that in a while. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it, because I'm sure watching it again, I'll probably be like, man, this is really fucking bad.
So
but
fucking bad, man. Like it is so bad. It's definitely a poor man's
The-
Walking Dead.
I don't know if they got onto it in the first season, but in the second season, I believe is when it comes in, they start talking about a drug called Z-weed, and it's literally like marijuana they grew with like, I'm pretty sure zombies in it or
Noah's
something.
girlfriend told me about it. Like she gave me a very like 20-minute in-depth overview of what the show was, and it's why I was, because I'm like, that sounds entertaining.
Yeah,
as shit.
right.
That's the kind of shit I would do if I made a zombie show.
Right,
Because I
exactly.
would do these crazy things.
You have to make it that way.
But how do you do it? How do you allude to all this craziness? Because there's the violence and stuff is crazy, the kills are crazy, and not show any tatas, man. Like I don't fucking get it.
It's because they put it on
It's
sci-fi.
a post-apocalyptic show. It's
well, imagine-
TVMA. It's TVMA. You've already slapped the MA on it. Show me a fucking nipple occasionally, please.
Yeah, especially from the main lady. What?
My God. So, do I recommend it? I don't know. We'll do updates on this as I progress through the season, because I did
Yeah.
watch the first episode of second season, and I'm going to keep watching it. When I leave here today, I'm going to go home and I'll probably watch another 5 or 6 episodes of it. But
I would recommend it if you're somebody that's not like really into films. Like if you're watching a film or a show for pure,
it's for hillbillies.
Yeah,
Let's just
essentially.
call
That's what it
right.
is,
This
yeah.
is for people
Yeah.
who are like, The Walking Dead is too good. It's too clean and crisp.
right?
The makeup is too good. The acting is superior. I want to watch something really shitty tonight. Maybe you turn it into a drinking game. I don't know.
Oh,
You probably
that'd be-
could.
you probably could.
You know, if I thought about it long enough, you probably could.
Yeah, you definitely
Like,
could.
I'm not hating on anybody that made it, because it did have some good people. And it has DJ Qualls in it. He was the really skinny guy. He plays the NSA guy who's like
okay.
directing them where to go. He was in The New Guy. He was a big kind of young star. He was in Road Trip with Tom Green back in the early 2000s. He's in it. He's good. I mean, there's good in it. It's just
Right.
really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's what I've been foxing with. And then, I don't know how many of you have visited our Facebook page, but I this week put up a link to a guy from here in the Cincinnati area. His name is Nolan Taylor, and he is a singer-songwriter. And I stumbled upon him. I was watching YouTube at work while I should have been working. And I came across this guy's music video for a song called 68. And it was a live version. He was in the middle of the fucking forest singing it. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I got to watch this.
Right.
And it is one of the best songs I've ever heard.
Yeah, you played it for us, or before we started recording.
Yeah,
it was a
I wanted-
very, very good song.
I mean, just a really super song. So then I went and was listening to other songs and watching other videos, and he's fantastic. So I shared it on Facebook because, he's not big yet. He's going to be. He's a very talented guy.
yeah.
But, he's just now kind of starting to pick up some steam, and I wanted to share his video and see if any of our followers would be interested. And you know what? This guy took the time to comment, because I tagged him in the
Yeah.
video, and he took the time to comment on the post and thank us for sharing, and he said he was going to check out the podcast, and I
Hell
thought
yeah.
that was the coolest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
Because like this guy is going to be huge. Like give it another couple years, and this guy's going to be big star.
Yeah, I mean, he's super talented. His singing was just
he's
pure
just-
off of that was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean the guy is awesome. And then come to find out, Amber's best friend went to high school with him.
That's
And I'm like,
crazy.
oh, this is crazy. And when I stumbled upon his video, I didn't know that he was from Ohio, because the place that posted the video was West Virginia.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, okay, like good music comes out of West Virginia,
Right.
Tennessee, that area. And it was only after I like stalked him like a complete crazy obsessed person that I found out that he actually resides here in the Cincinnati area. So super
Very cool.
I highly recommend that, if you haven't already done so, go back on our Facebook page. I posted it kind of in the middle of the week. Check out Nolan Taylor. The guy's going to be phenomenal. He's going to do big things. And even if he doesn't achieve the level of stardom that he deserves, I know he's going to put out good music. And he teased on his Facebook, I think at the end of December, that he has a record coming out, because I wanted to download his music on iTunes. And he has a few songs, like he's released a few singles, but he doesn't have like a record. And he said that he's working on one, and that one will be out soon. So
that's awesome.
Eyes and ears peeled for that.
I definitely will too.
Have you heard? Because I know that yesterday we were still listening to Accept in the car. have you listened to anything other than Accept?
No, not just the usual.
Okay.
Nothing too normal, crazy.
You're very set in your ways for a young guy.
Yeah,
I want you to know that you're a very young man, and you listen to very old music and nothing else.
I get into it, and then I eventually will branch out and find something new once I get bored with it. But it takes a little while.
It's good. I mean, here's the thing: you convert people into fans by just overplaying shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
If I'd heard it the first couple times you played it, I would have been like, yeah, they're good. I can see the attraction, the appeal. But because it's all you listen to, and because I'm a part of your life, you've converted me against my will.
I'm just a very angry person.
Well, it's so weird because the subject matter is funny, the names of the song, even their names of their songs is very like AC/DC.
Yeah.
Or Akadaka, as they're called in their native Australia. Very AC/DC, but again, like we mentioned last week, the actual instruments very hard. I mean, music. I would love to hear just the music. I want to take out dudes' vocals and listen to just the.
Their guitarist is very good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they use two or not, but I'm pretty sure they only use one.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So,
I think the guitarist actually left their band, and then or maybe I'm thinking of a different one. I think I'm thinking of a different one. I'm not going to say it.
Are you going to open up an Ohio chapter of Accept fans?
I hope so.
I'd be interested in seeing how that goes.
The people that would show up would be very interesting.
I bet you would be some women down to fuck. So you and I already know that back in 84, when they were fucking huge, I don't know when they were huge. I'm just picking 84 because it's a cool year.
That was around the time, yeah.
Yeah, those women that were going to those concerts were like...
Yeah, they were
balls
crazy.
To the wall,
hey.
That's
name of the song. That was, I think, the song that actually went for the furthest, which is kind of odd to me because I feel like they have better ones. But
it's a good song. Like I said, you convert me. I'm a fan. I'm not knocking them.
No, I know you're not.
Like after hearing them, the 12th hour of hearing them, I'm like, oh, they're really fucking good. I really like this. It's like you brainwashed me.
Yeah,
I went from being on the fence, hardcore. To
maybe that's what they did to me too. Because at first I was on the fence. I was like,
how the hell did you even come across?
So obviously, I love Motorhead, and they're probably my all-time favorite. But I was just going through the thing, and it showed up in one of those 80s metal pages or article things on iTunes or Apple Music or whatever. And
Are you
I'm stroking out of here.
Do you need assistance? Because I didn't know where you were going. You just kept saying words.
So on Apple Music, there's a browse thing or whatever, and it showed up in one of those, and it was the Balls to the Wall song, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a cool song. Gets you pumped up, makes you want to punch somebody in the face.
Makes you want to fuck.
Yeah, yeah, that too. And so I was like, well, normally when I find one song from when I like from somebody, I'll go check out at least their first couple albums, and if I hear anything else that I like, I'll keep going or whatever, and that's kind of how it happened. Because the Balls to the Wall song is on their second album, and then I was like, oh, let me go back and listen to the first one. First album, fucking great. The first song on that, it's called Fast as a Shark. God, I love that song.
People can't tell because, of course, they're listening to this. Hopefully one day we have YouTube actual videos of us talking.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
The dream. But you're getting physically excited.
Yeah.
Not you're not getting an erection, I don't think. But you're getting very excited talking about this. People can't see that.
I'm getting warm and fuzzy inside.
he's talking about this and he's getting fucking jacked. I'm afraid he's going to start breaking tables and shit talking about this band. But they are good. You should check them out, except they're a good band. But now is the portion of the show where You know what? I gotta break the seal, dude.
You do?
Yeah.
All right.
Are you good?
I'm good, but we can break the seal.
Let's break the seal.
All right.
Not together, but let's break
Well,
it.
yeah. All right. Maybe together. And we're back.
I feel ashamed because we had not had to do a break
I know.
in a show for a few weeks.
I know.
now.
We've been really good for a while.
and I just couldn't do it. I had to break the seal.
I was good until you had to go, and then I was fine because I even sat down here and I was like, "Man, I don't have to
You
go."
sat down here and you shot me.
Yeah, I did shoot you.
You shot me with a toy gun, you son of a bitch.
That you bought for me.
I know, for Christmas. Fuck you. Yeah, so we're sorry about that. That's just what happens when you're drinking beers
Exactly.
in a very short period of time. It's only 2:00.
I know.
Good Lord. All right. So, the one thing that is constant lately, at least with our pod, is, there's really, I guess, two things. We do reviews,
Right.
and then we talk about just bizarre news shit. And there's been a lot of that lately. I mean, outside even of the Hamlin medical emergency and all the crazy deaths and accidents. What other kind of news have you been following lately?
So I'm pulling up the article now because I accidentally exited out of it somehow. So the article title is "An airline worker died after being," and this was quoted, "ingested into the engine of a plane," NTSB says.
I've heard about this.
Really?
I heard about this. Actually, Amber and I were talking about this.
That's crazy. That would suck, honestly. It'd
Like-
probably be quick, though.
It would be quick. Yeah. I mean, I imagine that it would be a quick thing, but man, what a fucking way to go. So what's it saying?
So it is saying it happened in an airline ground crew worker in Montgomery, Alabama, died after being ingested into the engine of a parked plane on Saturday, said the National Transportation Safety Board. In a statement provided to NPR, the NTSB said it has opened an investigation into the death. The incident involved an Embraer 170 aircraft, a medium-range jet that can hold about 70 passengers. And it had flown from Dallas, Fort Worth to the Montgomery Regional Airport. The victim's name hasn't been released yet. I guess they operate in more than 80 airports. He was employed by Piedmont Airlines, which is a subsidiary of American Airlines.
Wow.
Which isn't American Airlines the one that's been under fire because they've been canceling a bunch lately?
Yeah, I think that they've been kind of on their way out for a little while now due to multiple things. Please don't sue us if that's not correct. All we need is somebody that works at American Airlines to be like, "Oh, hey, boss, did you hear this fucking hillbilly podcast from Buttfuck, Ohio?" And they're talking about how we suck, and then we get hit with some sort of...
Yeah. So it's kind of a long article, so I was just going to skip ahead a little bit because it just kind of talks about the airline, which I don't really give a shit about. People briefed on the matter.
Unless you want to sponsor us. If you are American Airlines and you want to sponsor this, we can make this episode go away.
But not the incident.
No, that's on your hands.
Yeah.
The blood's on your hands.
I guess, so it says people briefed on the matter told Reuters that the engine was running at the time of the incident. The NTSB confirmed the parking brake on the aircraft was also set, and more details will be released in the preliminary report in 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow. Yeah, what a shitty ass way to go, man.
Man.
And when did it say the date that this happened? I'm sorry, I was recording you during half of that, so I kind of missed you. What you said, or if you said it.
Oh wait, never mind. That was just a picture. It does not. I guess January 3rd, because that's when the article came out.
Okay, so probably somewhere around there.
So another really shitty start to the
fucking
year.
Way, yeah. Damn, dude.
Man, I feel bad for that guy's family. That sucks.
Yeah, he probably had some awesome Christmas gifts that he was anxious to get home and mess with. And
Yeah.
had a family, and he was like, "Oh, family, let's play with my cool Christmas gifts." Now
Sorry.
he can't.
It's not funny. It's so fucked up.
I was seeing if I could make you laugh about it. No, seriously, it does suck. I'm not a bad human, I swear. No, that does suck. Prayers to that guy's family.
Yeah.
I don't think they're listening, so really we could have said whatever the fuck we
Yeah,
wanted
we really
about it.
could've,
But just in case we one day become famous and then these old episodes come out. This is the kind of shit that cancels us real quick.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, for the last couple weeks, you've really brought like deep cutting type things to the weird, bizarre news. It started as a very one of your early ones was like about sex worker or like dildo. I forget what your early shit was.
Yeah. It was this lady had ashes of her boyfriend or husband made into like a dildo,
sex toy, yeah.
And the TSA took it, I think.
Yeah, like what happened to that? Now you're like, oh yeah, there was a family of 10 who fucking died unexpectedly. When
I don't know.
Drank radioactive.
Maybe because I've
Kool-Aid.
been listening to so much Accept lately.
That's it, dude. It's got you in that metal mindset, bro.
Yeah.
You're like, fucking bring it on, death 666. That's the
Oh, God.
Well, per usual, goofy ass Josh is here with a funny news article.
I'm like this serious news article.
Yeah, and it's funny because Amber and I were on the couch talking the other day, and she was like reading me a news article, and she's like, "Oh, maybe you can mention this on the podcast." And it was a really fucking serious one. It was like where a woman had gotten arrested because they had been stealing dead people's limbs and selling them and shit. I'm like, God damn! Like, I don't want to talk about such morbid shit. And then I come on here, and Grant's like, yes, a new father who had just became a U.S. citizen, who was at the prime of his life, just got married, and finally tried KFC French fries for the first time, got sucked into a fucking engine and died.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, here's mine. Here's mine. You fucking balance this. People are discarding their Christmas trees by eating them. What the fuck? Yeah, that's the shit I bring.
Yeah, I need to find more shit like that.
Yeah, you're over there fucking Wednesday Addams in it, like. That's the wow.
Yeah.
So, yes, this trend has people giving their beloved Christmas trees new life by using the branches as an ingredient in recipes.
Interesting.
And this woman who wrote a book, I swear to fucking God, this is the name of this book, dude. First, let me give you the author's name. The author's name is Julia Gorgalis.
Okay, well,
And
weird name.
She wrote the book, How to Eat Your Christmas Tree. That's simply the name of the fucking book, dude.
What the fuck?
I can't make that shit up. How to Eat Your Christmas Tree.
I'm sorry, but like, who would want to do that? First of all,
there's a hyperlink to where I could buy the book right now if I wanted to.
Okay, maybe we should do it.
She says you can use the needles as you would use rosemary or bay leaves for flavor.
What
Pine
does it taste
needles-
like? Pine?
Yeah, I imagine so. It
Might
says,
as well just go buy some fucking pine saw at the store.
hey, Pine Sol is a fucking cure-all, man. It can do a lot of shit. She goes on to say that you can use it the same way you would use rosemary or bay leaves, and that they can be blended into vinegars or crushed to flavor gin.
Oh, okay. Maybe I shouldn't give her so much shit.
She also recommended putting sections of the Christmas tree in a hot oven until they are charred, and then putting them into a blender to create pine ash to use that as a flavor.
Wouldn't it just catch on fire?
No, apparently not. Another use for pine needles is pickling eggs or vegetables or putting them in drinks and infusions.
I'm sorry, but that sounds so gross. I don't think I would want anything flavored that way.
Well, some people are claiming that Christmas tree tea can heal sore muscles.
You know what else can heal sore muscles?
Weed.
Well, I was going to just say rest, but...
Oh, well, that too. I think that the woman who wrote this book is British, if that gives you any kind of insight.
Okay.
She was quoted as saying, "I have so much love for the spruce. They are regal and also taste bloody delicious." There's a lot of ton rap there.
There is a lot ton rap.
Because most people don't dick around with like 4-foot Christmas trees. They're getting 6.5, 7-foot.
You're gonna be eating on it for a
Dude,
while.
that's some bitches enough to last your family a lifetime.
It would dry out and die before then, unless
Well, I think the point is you want it to die. I think that the putting it in the oven and stuff is speeding up that process so that you can then use those different things.
What I take from this is that we both brought articles that require people dying.
Oh shit!
I guess that's not a person; it's a tree.
Oh God, yeah. And we're not talking about the Holocaust because you put the Christmas tree in an oven.
Jesus Christ!
I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I blame it on the
Alcohol.
All right. Well, what the fuck ever. So let's get on to.
Yeah, let's just fucking go past that.
Anywho, pretend like you didn't hear that last 45 seconds of this podcast.
Oh God!
So we're going to do a little special. We got a special review today, and you kind of pointed out that it's a twofer special.
Yeah.
Because we thought we would dedicate a week to ciders and seltzers. Traditionally ciders and seltzers not seen as necessarily a very manly way of drinking. However, there's more options than ever now to drink seltzers and things. And I do have gout. I'm a big man of a certain age. I do have gout, and so sometimes drinking beer just isn't in the cards for me.
Right.
And it has been found that drinking seltzers will allow you to get fucking hammered while trying to
avoiding
a
gout.
gout attack. And you laugh about it now, but in like 15 years, you're going to get gout. And you're going to be like, "Fuck, I hate making fun of Josh."
I'm
for
never
his
going to
gout.
get it.
Okay, wow. You heard it here, folks.
I never get anything. I've never had COVID. I'll never get anything.
Okay, well, you've just cursed yourself on a podcast that caters to several dozen people. Not hundreds or thousands, but several dozen. So we're doing an ode to ciders and seltzers. We have a cider and a seltzer this week to try. And then it was also brought to my attention, because I'm a fucking moron, both of them are lemonade flavors.
Hell yeah.
And I love a lemonade, man.
Me
I'm a
too.
lemonade whore.
Me too.
I enjoy drinking straight lemonade. I like lemonade flavored fucking popsicles. I enjoy just dreaming about lemonade,
Yeah.
if we're being honest.
I do love some lemonade.
It's like for a very basic beverage, it can taste a lot of different ways. I feel like even outside of like flavored lemonades, I feel like even traditional regular lemonade tastes different. There's the country time lemonade that tastes different than real lemonade, and
And so on and so forth.
so on and so forth. I'm just trying to buy time because you're over here trying to like maneuver the system. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying
I was just getting to our.
but please
Cheat.
call me out, you son of a bitch. So for our cider, we've got Blake's Hard Cider. It's Blake's Hard Cider Company since 1946, and it's very ironic because prior to 2023, I had never heard of Blake's Hard Cider, despite them being around for 70 fucking years.
Yeah, I know.
And it is a blueberry lemonade.
Ooh.
So I do enjoy blueberry lemonades. It's probably my second favorite flavored lemonade
I
behind
do.
raspberry.
Oh yeah, some raspberry lemonade.
Raspberry is where it's at.
Yeah.
But blueberry lemonade. This is 6.5% ABV, and it is made by Blake's Hard Cider Company. So let's go ahead and give this a crack.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
No,
I was
wait.
gonna.
Oh, you're.
They have a little
you're
like.
reading. Oh, well, read us the story, please.
Okay.
Please.
Well, they have something that says electrify your taste buds with juicy blueberries, tart lemons, and our 5-apple blend. Kick back and enjoy this bold lemonade fresh from our farm to your fridge.
Oh, and it has a little scale there going from dry to sweet.
And it's supposed to be on the sweeter end.
Okay.
I was wondering what that was. I saw dry and sweet. I couldn't figure out what the hell they were trying to go with that.
Yeah, just had to look up a little bit.
I had to
that's
look up.
all.
Yeah. Okay. Their can's very creative and cool.
Yeah, it's a very cool can. Now, I will say, like, a 6-pack of these were pretty expensive.
How much was it?
It was, I want to say, like $12.
Oof. Oof.
So, I mean, I could have got a craft beer
Yeah.
for that cost.
Oh my god.
Good Lord, man.
That was a weird popping.
Suction. So you're immediately getting hit with aromas.
Yeah, it kind of smells not great.
It
Not
smells
gonna
like
lie.
funky butt love.
Yeah, it does.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
It smells like
that-
popcorn.
Mine kind of smells like, when they put asphalt down on the road and they're working? That's kind of what it smells like.
So it smells like a fart.
Yeah.
Because I think that some farts smell like that. That
Yeah.
asphalt, that sulfur. It's the sulfur in the...
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Well, let's cheers it.
Cheers. Oh god. Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god.
So to me, it tastes like burnt popcorn.
Yeah, that's not good. The ending is very sweet. I get a lot of blueberry right at the end, but the upfront flavor was horrible.
It's
I don't even want to drink anymore of it.
well, you don't have to drink any more of it. It definitely tastes like burnt corn to me. There's just
Oh god, it's disgusting. What the
It
fuck did
tastes-
they do?
it tastes like when you put popcorn in the microwave, you let it burn. It tastes like that smells.
Yeah, I can get the blueberry taste right at the
end
end.
is amazing.
Yeah.
The end is really good, but that initial
That
punch
initial-
of like lemonade,
Yeah, that is rough.
I think that's just what hard real lemonade tastes like.
You think that's what
I
it
think
tastes
we're
like?
so accustomed to like a bunch of added sugar and fake flavorings.
I don't know. That tastes like sulfur. That tastes like they added sulfur to this.
I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from with sulfur, but at the same time, I don't. I feel like sulfur's a little strong. Like if you say the word sulfur, people immediately know what you're talking about, and I don't know that that's this.
If they could fix the front flavor, this would be delicious. If it tasted like lemonade, it would be good. Or even a cider. I don't give a shit. I would like a blueberry cider. That'd be good too.
All right, well let's rate it.
Ugh.
So crushability.
I'm going with 0 because I am never drinking these ever again.
I'm gonna go with a.
I mean, it was light. You could definitely chug it. I mean,
I'm gonna go with a 1 because I think that if you were 3 sheets to the wind and then you picked this up,
it'd probably be good.
you would probably get acclimated to the taste very quickly, and you'd be able to crush them.
Yeah, I guess I should give it a 1. I can't really give anything a 0. Fuck it, I'm giving it a 0. I don't give a shit.
Well, yeah, just do what feels right to you.
This might redeem it on the tastiness level because I do enjoy the aftertaste. But
The aftertaste is really good. The taste that it leaves in your mouth is
yeah,
really good.
yeah,
Like I don't taste that burnt taste in my mouth right now.
yeah.
I'll go with a 1.5 on this.
Yeah,
on the
that's
taste.
kind of where I was going to go for a 1, but then I was like, well, I don't know. The aftertaste is kind of good. I feel like I got to give it another half. I almost gave it a 2. I don't think it's quite 2 level.
No, I don't think it's quite 2. So is it going to get you pretty fucked up, super fucked up? Where are we at with that?
Considering I can't even drink it, not fucked up at all, but that's not an option. So
Well, we can add it.
we
I mean,
could.
or you could put like NA, not applicable.
I'll probably do not applicable because I don't think I would ever drink this ever again.
I will again be at a 1 with this because I mean
That's
think
not that's
that-
not how we rank this though.
Oh, that's right. See, it's got me pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I'll say pretty fucked up on
Okay.
it.
I mean, it is 6.
It's 6.5%.
Yeah.
I mean,
That technically should probably fall under the fucked
it's
up
gluten
category.
free.
but
It's all natural. See, that's where it gets you. It's all natural, dude.
that must be what it is.
That's it. You're not
I don't know,
accustomed
I've had-
to feeling fresh.
I've had
tasting
other
fresh.
all natural stuff and it was not that bad.
Have you had another all natural blueberry lemonade, 6.5% alcohol seltzer?
I
or
have
cider?
not. No.
Exactly. So,
So shut the fuck up.
don't pretend to know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'll agree with you with the pretty fucked up. I'm not going to put not applicable because, like I said, if I were to drink it, it would definitely get you there.
I mean, I'm going to end up drinking the whole thing while we're just talking about it.
yeah, I mean, I'm going to end up finishing it because this is the
I'm
pod.
going to just chug it because
All right.
normally we chug them.
Yeah, we have to chug them. Just give me a minute.
So stud or bitch? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I guess if you're at a party with everybody that drinks all natural shit, you'd probably be the stud, but
Maybe you're just like a gender neutral here. You're not a stud or a bitch.
yeah, you're not. What was
You're
the
non-binary.
what was the one? Sophisticated gentleman was one that we put.
Well, you're definitely not a. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is a little sophisticated
It
to
is.
bring a $12 6-pack of all natural hard cider. Don't drink. Don't get another single drink. Oh my god, it's gonna make you not want to chug it.
I can see, but now that drink is better. I get the lemonade part. It just tastes weird. It has to be because it's natural. I don't know, man. It's weird. It tasted better on that drink than it had before.
So where are we going? Are we going with stud or bitch on this? I'm gonna say bitch.
I'm gonna say bitch. It's a cider.
I mean, I don't think
my
that the
God.
fact that it's a cider doesn't make it a bitch. I think the reason it's a bitch is because you've taken something that normal people don't drink probably regularly, and you've brought it to a function,
Yeah.
and that makes you a bitch. Like,
Okay.
bring some fucking regular beer. Bring some, if you're gonna bring a cider, make it. What the fuck is the big cider brand right now? Wicked
Wicked.
Red.
No,
Reds.
that Reds. Well,
Yeah.
Reds is one that's big, and then there's also another one. Oh, Angry Orchard.
Yeah,
That's
there you
it.
go. Like, make it one of those, something that people are familiar with. You bring this, people aren't going to fucking know.
Remember the Angry Orchard we tried? That was like one of our first episodes.
Oh god, that was bad.
It was the cherry one.
But that was like 8%.
It
Wasn't it?
was. It was. I think it was called Wicked or something like that.
It was a slick ass can.
It was a sick can, but man, it was bad.
It was not good.
But it was
It
8%.
got me fucked up. Though.
I know, I
remember
had-
distinctly being fucked up.
I had one, and I think we both had them in that episode, and pretty sure the later half of that episode we were fucking drunk as fuck.
yeah, it was nice. So now is the portion where we have to chug this because we're getting ready to open
Yeah.
up our second review, and I will never leave an alcoholic drink
Like undrunk.
undrunk.
Yeah,
So
that's a crime.
It doesn't matter how bad it is. If it's fucking killing me, slowly rotting me from the inside out, I'm going to finish drinking it because that's what drinkers do.
All right, let's cheers this.
All right, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers. I wish you luck.
That wasn't bad.
No, not bad at all. It was cold.
Oh, don't burp. Oh, that's fucking rancid.
It brings that flavor back up. I'm crying.
Oh, dude, our fucking burp. Dude, it smells like a sulfur fart. You're right. There, I smell the sulfur.
That's horrible.
Oh, God.
If they could just fix that initial flavor, that'd be fucking delicious. So the blueberry, I'm getting the blueberry now.
I'm burping, man. I can't do it. Oh, shit.
See, right now I'm getting blueberry and it's good. I'm like, oh, that's pretty delicious. It's
Hand me another one of
tasty.
those. Give me another one of those.
Just give me their blueberry flavoring.
It's all natural. It's not flavoring.
Whatever. It's flavoring. Let's be real. They can say that. They're
you're such a
lying.
negative Nancy. All right. Well, then let's move on to our next one. So we're still. You know what? I feel like this is one that we're going to need to revisit.
Yeah, I feel like we should have probably poured it out. Do you
We'll
think?
revisit this.
you think it-
We'll maybe do like a mini-sode in a week or two,
Okay.
and we'll pour it out. And I think we need to let it sit for a minute because it did get better the longer we sat here.
Maybe it needs to air out, like kind of like a
because
wine.
it sounded weird when we opened it.
Yeah,
it was a
it
different
did.
sound. So I think we're onto something because I want to like it.
I do too, because the flavors should be good
And the flavors at the core are good. There's just something in the
in
front.
the yeah. Maybe we just need to let it aerate.
Just don't burp. 'Cause
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Ugh. I'm about to fucking gag over
Man,
here.
it's also
just-
6.5%. I really want to like that.
yeah. Yeah,
I-
that's solid. You
I've
drink
seen
that.
it in the stores before, and I've always wanted to buy it, and I just never have, and I'm kind of thankful I never did.
Yeah, that's. Well, I'm not. See, I think you're being really harsh. You're
I
thankful
am.
you never did. Like, I will drink this. I would drink this.
Yeah, I would.
It's definitely not going to be in my top 30 preferences, but I will drink this. Like, having known this now, if somebody brought this to a party, I would call the person out and be like, oh, you brought that because you didn't think anybody'd fucking drink it. Give it to me. I'll fucking drink it.
Okay.
Because I know what to expect.
I think maybe we pour it out next time.
Okay, we'll do a mini-sode, so to be continued on that one.
Yeah.
Maybe we adjust the ratings here later.
Yeah.
But- all right, so on to our second one, which is our seltzer. Is it a seltzer?
I don't
though?
think this is technically a seltzer.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep calling it a seltzer. I guess because I just assume a skinny can is a seltzer.
Yeah. I think it's technically just a flavor, an alcoholic lemonade. It's just spiked lemonade.
Okay. Well, tell the people about it.
So it is obviously called Simply Spiked, from the people that make Simply Lemonade. It's 5%, and it's just the signature OG lemonade. I think when we bought this, there's like a pack of different flavors.
Yeah, there's blueberry, strawberry,
And
watermelon, and then
the OG.
Yeah.
But our wives like them, so we only have original left.
yeah, they were big fans of this. My wife particularly, I think, enjoyed the blueberry and the strawberry.
Yeah.
And I think Emily felt the
think
same
Emily
way.
was the same
those were
way.
the
Yeah.
two. But 5%. It's a mainstream thing. It is brewed by Simply Spiked Company. I'm sure that's in partnership with some sort of brewery. It's just not listed here.
Yeah.
I don't think that Simply built a fucking.
Yeah, I don't think they
brewery
did
on
either.
their-
I don't know. Maybe they did because it just says produced and bottled for Simply Spiked Company. So maybe they opened their own branch. It's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Well, it says produced and bottled for. So that makes it sound like there's a third
yeah.
party here.
Okay,
that's-
yeah, there's definitely is. I feel like that's how it is in a lot of.
Yeah, they partner up with Coors,
Yeah.
and Anheuser-Busch or
Yeah.
whoever to create these. So it doesn't say who actually manufactures them, just that they're manufactured for Simply Spiked. So let's get into the OG lemonade.
Okay.
Let's give it a smell. I mean, it smells fucking phenomenal.
Smells like lemonade.
Yeah, it smells just like regular lemonade.
Mhm.
So
Cheers,
Cheers.
Brohim. That's good.
yeah, that's good.
That's really good.
That tastes like
It's very sweet.
country time lemonade. To
Yeah.
me. I mean, that's.
Or Simply Lemonade.
See, I don't think it tastes like Simply.
It doesn't taste like Simply Lemonade.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I only fuck with Simply Raspberry Lemonade.
Oh,
I
really?
couldn't tell you the last time I had regular lemonade from Simply, but
We won't brand it. We'll just say it tastes like lemonade.
it does. It does taste like lemonade. I'll give
It does taste of like a more real lemonade, like your lemon shake-ups you like from the fair.
yeah, yeah.
It's
sugar. It tastes like sugar.
Yeah,
It's sweet.
sugary and lemony.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say about this.
There
It's
really
pretty
isn't.
cut
It's
and dry.
pretty straightforward,
It tastes
yeah.
just like lemonade. I could sit down and drink fucking 15 of these.
Yeah, easily. It would make my tummy hurt.
I don't even know about the tummy hurt on it. I don't know if it's that sweet.
I mean,
you can't chug them. If you were chugging them, if you drink 15 in like 2 hours, yes, you're going to get a tummy ache. But if I brought like a 12-pack of just this to a party and I was going to be there for 3 or 4 hours, I feel like I could very easily drink
put
through
some
it.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm chugging them though.
No, definitely not chugging.
So what are we saying? Crushability? Are we going into that then?
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like, you do have to take into account that it is very, very sweet.
It is very sweet. I think that's what keeps it from getting a higher ranking.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go mid here. I'll go 2.5.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you could crush them and not have any ill effects as far as the taste or anything, but you may pay for it.
Yeah, you might. I'm gonna go 3 because
Okay.
I think if the time came for it, let's say you brought a 12-pack, you have 4 left. You're only gonna be there for like another hour or 2, and you're not driving. You're gonna drink them all.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Tastiness, I mean, it's a 5 for me.
I
mean,
would give
tastes-
it a 5. I
yeah,
think it's very delicious.
Tastes like sweet lemonade.
Uh,
Sweet nectar.
Sweet nectar.
Sweet nectar of the gods.
Now, it being 5%, I would probably give it.
Well, this is now. Think about this before you spew a number here or a rating rather. There's 2 different factors to think about, and
Okay.
you've got to apply the same logic
To all of
that
them.
we did for Busch Light Apple.
Yeah.
The thing with Busch Light Apple that makes it so awesome is that it's sweet. It's not too sweet.
Right.
and it's such a low alcohol percentage that it'll get you really fucked up because you can drink so many of them.
Right.
Here we have kind of the opposite. It's a higher alcohol content,
But a little more
but
sweeter.
it's more sweet. So you've got to be able to take those two things, and at what point do they intersect?
Right.
Is it at pretty fucked up, or super fucked up?
I don't know. I feel like I think I'm going to keep it in pretty fucked up because I just have a feeling that if I were to drink a bunch of these, I would end up having to go take a shit.
See, I'm going to go with fucked up. And I'll
Okay.
tell you why I'm going to go with fucked up, because I saw my wife get fucked up on these. And you were there.
That is true.
And
I
she
do
didn't
remember
have a
that.
hurt belly. She drank the fuck out of it.
But she's also not a huge drinker like we are.
No, but if anything, that should also be like a redeeming thing. She drank almost a 12-pack of these.
That's true. She did. I
And-
forgot about that.
And she got pretty tore up.
She
So,
did. Well, I think this is the first time we've ever disagreed in this category.
It might be. Well, and you're going to have that because it does boil down to personal preference and,
Yeah.
and like your body, your chemistry.
I definitely do agree with you. If you're not a huge drinker, but like I don't know, you dabble in it on the weekends, you drink a few of these, you're gonna feel good. I mean, it's 5%. That's
Yeah, it's solid.
It's very like average in the.
yeah, I mean, it's.
I
Like
mean,
a Bud heavy.
craft beer is a lot heavier. Light beer is normally a little lower, not by much though, by like a percentage or even
Yeah,
less than that.
Almost a percentage.
Yeah.
So are you a stud or a bitch if you show up to the party? And I think that we've got to take ourselves out of the equation. I think we think about this and we're like, if you or I showed up,
I say stud bucket.
okay, I'm with you.
I
think
just
you're a stud because it's enjoyable, it's good.
yeah.
People are going to be interested in trying it. There's still a lot of people who haven't had this,
Even-
so I think if you show up, people are going to be like, "Oh man, what the fuck's that? Let me
Yeah.
have one of those."
Especially in the summertime.
Yeah, it's a very good summertime.
I mean, they have it.
bev.
They still have it at the stores now, but so it must mean that they're going to keep it for a while, like all year.
Yeah, I think you can go to Kroger and buy this right now.
So I think it's very good. I think in the summertime I enjoyed it more, or will enjoy it more. Sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's okay. We're starting to get pretty fucked up. No, I'm with you. So there you have it. So the Blake's Hard Cider we're going to revisit because there's a lot of good, but what is bad is really fucking bad. And then with the Simply Spiked, it's just solid across the board. It is a little sweet. So if you're the kind of person who drinks and that sweetness, tends to make you have a hurt tummy, you probably want to stay away from it, and access.
Yeah.
But there you have it. Those are the two reviews for the week. Let's go ahead and let's chug this. Are you going to chug this?
Yeah, I'm gonna
okay,
chug it.
let's chug it. That's good, man.
That is delicious.
I can't believe how cold that still is.
I know.
That is a testament to our Kanga coolers.
Yeah, Kanga really keeping it cold.
Yeah, Kanga is where it's at. If you guys aren't familiar with the Kanga brand coolers, we fucks with them. We use their small, like, traveling Kanga for the pod. We put all of our brews in there. That way we're
Yeah.
not having to make trips to the fridge.
Well, and since you bought me one for Christmas, I'm now using mine. We used to share one.
Yeah. I would put all the beer in mine. We would share it, but this is great that you have your own.
I know. It makes
I got
it easy.
tired of having to hand you beers.
Yeah,
I just went ahead and bought you
Well,
one
and
for
then I sit
Christmas.
over there awkwardly in the middle of the pod, like, will you
Yeah.
please hand me a beer?
Yeah, people would have seen that if we had videotaped it. Like you sit there like a small child. Like,
Yeah.
okay, can
Yeah.
you finish what you're saying and give me a beer? And we no longer have that problem, which I'm very appreciative of.
You just
But,
sounded like Bugs Bunny.
Did I?
Yeah, when you
Okay.
said, will you please hand me a beer? It
Okay.
sounded like Bugs Bunny.
Can you hand me a beer, please?
So one thing though that you're not turned on to yet that you need to order for yourself is the Kanga beer blocker
Yeah.
thing or whatever.
It
I don't
looks-
know what the fuck
It's
it is.
just a freezer pack that looks like a can of beer, and it's so you can keep it in there.
Right. Because I also have a 30 rack edition of a Kanga, so I own multiple Kangas. And we've used the 30 rack one. We've
Yeah.
determined that it's not very practical if you're trekking.
Trekking a distance, if you're using it for even say your backyard, or I mean, if you take it somewhere and you're like,
It's all about the distance from
yeah,
the car
exactly,
to where you're going to be set
if you
up.
have to hike it like we had to, not ideal, because it was very heavy.
It's very heavy when you're carrying a 30 rack by
Right,
a single
exactly.
cloth handle. But it did keep it cold. I mean, we drank a 30
Did,
rack and it took us a couple of hours.
and it
but
was hot, too, that day. It was
July.
yeah,
it was very fucking hot.
But it was like exceptionally hot, I feel like.
Yeah, that's where we saw Draven and the Ravens.
It was.
Who is apparently going to work on a theme song for us.
Which is fucking amazing.
Draven and the Ravens, if you're listening, and I'm going to tag you in this. We're waiting, buddy. Send me a message. We'll meet up. I don't
Yeah.
think you're old enough to drink yet, but we'll,
But when you are, we'll buy
have
you a beer.
milkshakes, and then when you turn 21, we'll buy you a beer. So yeah, but Kanga is fantastic. It really lives up to what they say. Very impressed with it. Pricey,
A little pricey.
very pricey, but fantastic. So they're keeping all of our beers cold for us here on Beards and Beers. Thank you to them. They're not sponsoring us. I don't know why
they're
I'm
not
saying this.
Yeah, I don't know why you're saying
I-
this. I wish they were sponsoring
I wish they
us.
would throw me like something for free. I've spent fucking $300 on their store, but anywho, so you Grant, you're a very complex man.
I would like to think so.
You're a young guy. You're a young man with your entire future in front of you. You can do anything you want. You listen to a lot of 80s rock
Yeah.
music. You enjoy sci-fi. The things that you enjoy in life, you enjoy to the fullest.
I do.
And you're very philosophical.
I don't know if I would say that, but
Every once in a while, you hit us with some truth.
I know. I try to. I think it's just because I hear a lot of. I don't know. I just listen. I have a lot of things that I like, so I get into them, but I'm not like all the way knowledgeable in all of them. That didn't make any sense at all.
Well, that was so philosophical that I feel stupid having listened to it because I can't decipher what you're saying. That's your next level shit, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things I enjoy, so I get into them. So, like, say I like sci-fi movies, so I watch a lot of those. But I also enjoy football and basketball and all those, so I like to watch all those. I don't know. There's just a lot of things I like to dabble in. I like to be a well-rounded
You
human
are. You're
being.
very well-rounded. You are a well-rounded man.
If I get into a conversation with somebody, unless they're like ultra into a certain specific topic, I feel like I can provide some kind of like give to the conversation per se. That's what
Okay.
how I'll put it.
I think that's a good way of putting it.
I don't know.
I'm
I don't know what I'm talking about
I'm
right now.
smiling. but
After
I
chugging
do-
those two, I'm feeling
feeling
pretty
pretty
good.
That's hilarious. I am starting to feel all right. And again, it's not because of quantity. 'Cause, I mean, we've drank
Yeah.
so much before, like a lot of people. I'm not saying we're any better or worse than any other like
Right.
professional drinker.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say that we're the best drinkers of
Yeah,
all time,
but-
because we're definitely not.
Everyone has to remember that from start to finish, this process for us takes about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like I come over, we'll shoot the shit, we'll talk a little bit about the show. I'll see what the fuck's going on. I'll eat some bacon you cooked or whatever.
Yeah.
We drink a couple beers together, pregame it a little bit to get us a little loose.
Maybe record a TikTok.
We do have a TikTok coming out. I'm very excited about. More details on that later.
Yeah.
But then we get into this, and I mean, we drink the entire time. I mean, we do 2 beer reviews. We've done a lot of higher ABV beers lately, especially.
Yeah.
We drink 2 of them very quickly. We're doing the reviews in under probably 20 minutes. We drink 2 beers then. We've been drinking prior to and then afterwards. So all said and done, I mean, we end up drinking 10, 12, 15 beers in a couple of hours.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's where it's at. It's not about quantity; it's about how quickly you do it.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And I'm starting to feel pretty good too. So
Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I can see. I looked at you and I saw a moment when your eyes glazed over. I'm like, yeah, Grant's pretty fucked up right
Yeah.
now. Which
Yeah.
makes it all the better because I'm dying to hear what your philosophical thought of the week is.
So my thought of the week, I thought this was a good one to start. I know we had an episode last week and that started off the year, but I think this is another good one to start the year on. Are we in a matrix?
Oh shit.
Yeah. And I was trying to think about it last night, and while I was like also very tired.
I thought that was your stomach. It was your dog.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a dog here. I just hear. I'm like, are you fucking over there farting, or what are you doing?
I wish I was.
Oh,
Oh my
oh
god.
my God.
Oh my god.
That's Stella, the official Beards and Beers dog.
She's saying, "Shut the fuck up about the Matrix. You're in one."
Yeah, I'm the ringleader of this
Yeah,
bitch.
they're gonna come get you.
She
Stop
has
it.
pills. She has a blue pill and a red pill. So Matrix, yeah, because I
Yeah.
know a lot of people believe this. I mean, this is something
I mean,
I've read about a lot.
There's things that like sometimes I see videos on like the social media pages. I'm like, man, that's fucking weird. How did that happen? Or like, why did that happen? And like the only real proof I have of that is just like sometimes you see those weird videos of birds and they're just flying in one spot and not moving, or planes flying in one place and not really moving at all. I don't know if you've seen stuff like that.
I have. Have you seen? I know this was a very popular video making the rounds a couple of years ago. The guy like getting into the subway or into like a sporting event. You know how you have like that rotating bar that you sometimes have to walk through.
Yeah.
And he walked through it without it moving.
I remember that. Yeah.
Have you seen that? I
Mhm.
think a lot of people have. Like that shit makes me think like,
I
oh
know.
shit.
Yeah. Well, and then because that's like basically errors in the Matrix, essentially, like something that happens, and it makes sense.
Just like a video game.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're playing a video
Sometimes
game.
it glitches out.
and it glitches
Yeah.
and there's like somebody doing something they shouldn't be doing or
Yeah.
whatever. It's the same kind
Or
of
sometimes
thing.
you end up like under the map, and you're like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah, no joke.
And then another example of that is like deja vu. Like when I feel like it's mostly when, for me at least, it's when I dream something, and then I'm in daily life, and all of a sudden I see something happen. And I'm like, man, why does this look so familiar? Like, did this happen already?
Well, you know what that reminds me of?
What?
That reminds me of Z Nation. There was a whole episode of that show in the first season where they kept dreaming,
I remember that. It was
and it ended up kind of coming into fruition.
it was like the girl and her boyfriend, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And, yeah. And
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
that was weird.
See, the fucking Matrix is working in our favor right now because that brought us back to something we talked about earlier.
Yeah. And then I don't know, that's really all I have for it. Other than like I've had deja vu happen to me recently, and that's kind of what made me like think about this, was like because I think I had a dream. I don't know, maybe I just thought of it. But then I was at work and something happened, nothing really out of the ordinary. I was just on my computer and was like sending something, and I was like, man, whoa, I just got a really weird feeling, like this feels like it happened already. And then I kind of was like, oh my God, I feel like it did. Like, I don't know, it was very weird.
Well, there you have it. Hey, we could be in a Matrix. I think the possibility is there. We don't know.
Yeah, we have no
We
idea.
have nothing to compare it to. We don't fucking know why we're here, what we're here for, or
Yeah.
anything.
Well, in the human brain, like they say that we only use what, like 10% or
Yeah,
something like
very
that.
small percentage, yeah.
And what if we could use all 100% of our brain? Like, would that mean we'd be super geniuses? Will we break out of the
We would be
Matrix?
fucking superheroes.
Yeah, would we be
Yeah.
superheroes? Would we never die? Like, that would be
Oh,
weird.
shit, dude. That's deep. This is why
Yeah.
you're the philosophical guy. You think of this shit.
Yeah. Man, crazy thoughts. I don't know. I wish I had more on this, but I don't really.
I think it's one of those things you don't need it. It's
Yeah.
just plant the egg,
Yeah.
right? Like drop the egg, let it grow.
Yeah. Maybe if you guys have had things happen or see videos or pictures of something that you maybe think is along these lines, maybe hit us up and send it to us on our Facebook page,
Yeah,
or
send it to us. I'll put it
message
up there.
us,
I'll
email
share it.
us. Well, we'll talk about it in our next episode, maybe.
Yeah, I'll put something up on Facebook about it
Okay.
this week, and people can comment and share and do whatever.
You're scaring me right now. Are
I'm
you
I'm
okay?
standing up because I broke that fucking seal, dude. I got to piss like a racehorse. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take another break, even though there's only a few minutes left of the show. I got to take another break because I got to fucking piss.
All right.
So deuces for the time being. I love you all.
We'll be back.
I love that you went to crack open an already open beer. I'm really sorry. I don't know what's gotten into me today. I think maybe last week when I was dying, I was really just turning into an old fuck.
Maybe that's what it was.
It was like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. I know what you're going to say. Fuck you.
Caterpillar?
The caterpillar. I'm sorry. sorry, I have a speech impediment. So yeah, I had to definitely breaking the seal was not a good idea because
now you have to pee every
it's
5 minutes.
It's every 31 minutes approximately.
Yeah.
So we might get through the mini-sode that we put up for Patreon before I have to piss again, but we'll see. So Grant has challenged everybody who listens to really think about if we're in a matrix or not.
Yes.
It sounds silly, but I think at the same time it's very legit. It's a very legit request.
I agree.
Also, I will post something up on the Facebook page about the Matrix. That way we can have an open forum
we should.
for people to talk about it and share their stories, their insights, their opinions. Because, hey, everybody's got an opinion, right?
So we'd like to hear it.
I want to hear it. We'll talk about it. So fantastic. But now I want to talk to you, everyone really, but particularly the folks who have 9-to-5 jobs, about something that really grinds my gears. Okay, this is my weekly gear grinding topic. Last week was Full Throttle, and I want you to know that I found Full Throttle's Facebook, and I blew it up. I commented on like everything I could comment on and say, hey, you need to get with the fucking program here. Nothing came of it.
I was going to say, did they like respond to you at all?
No, I'm just going to stay pissed about it for the rest of my life. But this is something that really hit me Thursday while I was at work.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm working, and I receive a Teams message at work.
Oh.
And they said, hey, hope you're doing well. Hope you have had a great New Year's. Call me when you can.
Okay.
I've never been more upset in my professional life than reading that fucking message. First and foremost, I have a phone. If you really need to speak to me on the phone, just call me. There's no sense in writing me a message and ask me to call you when you're the one needing something.
Well, it's not like your phone number isn't tagged in your email signature.
Absolutely. It's a part I had per company guidelines.
Right.
My phone number, my direct line is on my email signature. People are able to access our extensions through our intranet system.
Right.
There's no shock here as to what my extension is. It's been the same for 10 fucking years. Okay? I've not had a different extension. Been at my job for 10 years. And this person reached out and said, hey, they try to bury their bullshit with all this other bullshit by saying, oh, hey, how's your wife? Hope you had a good New Year. Fucking shalom. We love you. Call me when you can. Don't fucking do that. You want to know what the number one way is to get me to not call you?
It's to
ask me to fucking call you. That's the number one way to make sure that I don't fucking reach out to you.
Was this person 90 years old?
No, I mean they're slightly older. I mean it's an older professional person, but I had not been on the phone. I was not logged out of my phone. My phone was working. I hadn't received a call. It's not like they called, I missed it, and then they said, hey, tried calling you, call me when you can. Then I can understand.
Right.
Because they don't know what I'm doing. They're not sitting on top of me.
That would make sense.
This person didn't even attempt to call me. They just spent fucking 45 seconds to write out a pleasantry message that was bullshit. They don't give a fuck about my New Year's.
I know.
What if I'd said, yeah, my pet snake died?
Yeah.
Like how would they react? They don't give a shit.
Right.
They just wanted me to call them on their time because they're fucking control freaks. And they feel better about themselves knowing that they can tell me to do something and I'll do it. And I think that that's a bunch of fucking horse shit.
Yeah, that is a bunch of horse shit.
I feel like at the end of the day, if you want to fucking talk to me, son, you call me. You get your ass up and you walk over to my desk.
Well, yeah, it's not like you guys aren't in the same building either.
It's a bunch of horse shit.
Yeah, just fucking come talk to me.
I hate that. And people will occasionally do that even in a non-professional setting. They'll text you and they'll say, oh, hey, LOL.
Call me when you can.
Call me when you get this.
Yeah.
How about you just fucking call? I'll let you go to voicemail because I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Tell me on the voicemail what you need, and if it warrants a phone call,
Then
I will call you back, or I will text you and reply to whatever it is that you fucking need through text. Because like most fucking Americans, you can resolve all issues through the written language.
Yeah, through written language. Or a text.
Exactly.
Or an email.
Exactly. You don't need to speak to me and hear my voice. You don't need to hear me for me to convey a message.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so this is what ended up happening. I ended up calling the person.
Oh, God.
I made him wait for 2 hours. Seriously, I did. I could have called him 1,000 times.
Right.
And I did. Just because they pissed me off so
Right.
bad. I then call the person, and they go, "Oh, hey, how's it going, Josh? Thank you so much for calling. I'm so glad that you did." And then they proceeded to ask me a question that was long-winded. It took them 90 seconds to ask me the question.
That's why they wanted you to call.
When it was a 12-second question, Grant, it was a 12-second question.
They just made it way
They
longer.
just made it way longer than it needed to be.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "You remember that time back in, I think it was 2016, maybe it was 27. Well, it was when Chris was here. How long has he been gone now? So, yeah, I guess it was." And we went on this fucking huge thing for them to ask me a question that they simply could have wrote me and asked, and I could have replied to it through Teams, and it would have been a done deal. But instead, I had 2 hours of me being a dickhead about it, with it hanging over my head, because I'm like, God, eventually I've got to call this person.
Right.
Even though I could get it over with, I want to be a dickhead.
Right.
And I could have fucking just taken care of it through a written message.
Right.
I'm so pissed. I hate it. If you have access to your coworkers via some sort of chat or text or email option, which I believe 99% of working people do,
Yeah.
don't ask to talk to them on the phone. People don't talk on the phone anymore. This isn't 1981.
Right.
We don't need to.
There's no reason
There's
to.
no reason to.
Even if it would have been a longer text to type out, you're still on a
Just
computer.
we're paying you. You're on the clock.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
paying you to text me or
Exactly.
to write me or email me or whatever.
Right.
What do you got to do that's so important that you can't spend?
And why
the
does
time?
it specifically have to be you? Because there's probably multiple people that could have answered this question, I'm assuming.
There were. You could have answered this question, actually.
Of course.
You could have answered this question. It was a question that I think I even mentioned, like, well, I am not as knowledgeable about this as, like, your area.
Right.
But this is my answer. And I still don't think they went with it. I think they're like, oh, okay, I'll check with so-and-so. So it wasn't even something that was resolved. It wasn't even a resolved phone call.
Man.
I didn't even give them what they needed.
That's
And it took up the biggest chunk of my fucking morning.
That's even like the biggest slap in the face, too. Man, you just feel like you feel so used.
Yeah, I felt dirty. I felt like little Linda, who back when she was 15 years old, she had a date with the high school football quarterback. And on a Friday night, after 6 months of wanting the quarterback, he said, "Hey, Linda, after the game, let's go to Dairy Queen and I'll buy you a fucking Blizzard." And you go to Dairy Queen and it's 4 minutes before they close and they're shitty with you because they're getting ready to close and they've already cleaned the machines, but you ordered a couple Blizzards, so they got to fucking make them.
Right.
And they give them to Linda and the football quarterback, and you park behind the DQ and you eat your fucking Blizzard and you exchange all these fucking dumb pleasantries like, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? What's your family like? Do you love your dad? Is your dad abusive to you?" And you have this back and forth, and then the football quarterback starts making out with you, and you guys make out for like 15 minutes, and then he starts finger banging you in the back seat of the car behind the fucking Dairy Queen, and then like you end up giving up your virginity to the football quarterback because you're in love with him, and then like he drops you off at the house after your DQ finger bang date. And he says, "Hey, I'll call you," and then he never fucking calls you. That's how I felt on this fucking Teams message.
That was very specific.
Yeah.
Did that happen
it's
to
a
you?
feeling I'm very familiar with. So, with that being said, so we have a Patreon update. We do have now a total of 3 people who are subscribing to our Patreon.
Hell yeah.
So we've already given a shout out to one of the 3 people. That was Miss Kelsey. Thank you again for your subscription. We have 2 other people who wish to remain anonymous, and we'll respect that. But they have subscribed to the Patreon, so we appreciate your subscriptions.
We do.
We hope that you enjoy the bonus content. Hey, Grant, where can people check us out at?
So you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, which I think is also podcast related. Really anywhere you can get a podcast. I think we're even on some smaller sites. I don't know the specific ones necessarily. But I'm pretty sure if you just go to even to our website, it's acast.com/Beards and Beards podcast. If you go to there, you can even listen to us through the website, or you can take a link, and I'm pretty sure search it in anything, and we'll come up in that. I'm pretty sure. I think that's how it works.
Well, there you go. There's a million places to listen to us. Please make sure to tell your friends about us, share us, get us out in the world. We're trying to do something here for you guys. I really want to quit a job where people are writing me to tell me to call them.
Right.
Please don't make me go through that again. Please don't let me feel like little Linda who got finger banged and fucked in the back seat of a car behind the Dairy Queen. Please don't do that to me again. Let's blow us up. You can also find us on Facebook. We are now on Instagram as of yesterday, or well, I guess early this morning, because I was bored. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're everywhere.
Yeah.
We're taking the fuck over. And come on, just join us. Get in on the ground level. Ride the wave with us.
Yeah. If you're on Facebook and you're following us on Facebook, just listen to us. So we have a bunch of Facebook followers, but the views just aren't.
Yeah.
Or the listens just aren't adding up.
Our followers are growing, which is amazing. Thank you. I think we have a really good group of people that engage on the Facebook page daily. But listen to us. Just listen to us. You don't even know. I mean, you're liking our memes, you're liking our posts, but our podcast is good. Listen to us. Share us. Tell your friend. Tell your daughter. Tell your rabbi. Tell them to check us out. We're here for them. So until next week, I think that's all from us.
Yeah, that's all. And I wish everybody a Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year again. Because that's how much we fucking love you guys. We're giving you a Happy New Year times dose.
Exactly. Times 2.
All right, guys.
All right.
Until next week.